and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops.
And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, it has been a long time. It has been a little over a week and a half since I last done the podcast. And I must say, I've missed you guys. I've missed you guys a whole lot. The podcast has grown since then. Of course, man, the name is starting to get out there. Much more. But within that week that I did not give you guys the podcast, I was doing my best to put out an episode featuring a huge Aggie fan from out there in South Carolina. He's originally from Houston, Texas. He moved to Georgia for a little bit, and then he moved out there to South Carolina, and he just, started his whole career, and he has a family now out there in South Carolina and things like that. But that podcast will be coming. It should be coming on this Wednesday, okay? So please be looking out for that. But I love you guys, man. I miss you guys. But also within that week, I went to Miami. Miami is everything that they said it would be. That was my first time going. Me and my wife, we went out there and had a blast. We had a darn good time, man. I believe, man, me and my wife and also my kids, we have went on like at least 7 trips in the last 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. The most trips I've ever been on in my life, the most trip that my wife has ever been on in her life. And of course, our kids are just getting started. So we're taking trips like crazy, man. Like I say, we just went out there to Miami, me and my wife, and we was down there in South Beach on the ocean view. So we actually had an ocean view. The hotel that we stayed in was it starts with an N. I told you guys I'm so bad with names. I cannot remember the name. But it started with an N though. Nubia or something like that. But man, it was a pretty good hotel. We overlooked the ocean, and we also overlooked the street view in the room that we were in. So on that street view, man, they had a couple of nice houses across the street, with the little lake front or the ocean front. I don't know exactly what they call it, but everything gets surrounded by water out there on South Beach. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. That ocean view is something else. If you guys have not been to Miami, Florida, please go and check it out. I will say this though, if you are single or if you have a significant other, please go with your significant other. The trip is much better. I would not say that Miami is a kid place in my opinion. All right, I will not say that. I will say that you need to be at least 18 years or older to go out there to Miami. Does that say don't bring your family? No, that does not, because that's your choice at the end of the day. But me and my wife went, man. We had a darn good time. What I will say though is that on South Beach alone, in some parts of Miami, that gratuity is out this world. You don't know you're paying gratuity until they give you the ticket, but it is what it is. It's worth it. Like I say, man, we had a darn good time, man. We had a blast out there. No, guys, I did not get a chance to see Miami University. I didn't get a chance to see the U. I did not get a chance to see USF, which is University of South Florida. But I did get a chance to see everything else, man. Like I say, man, we had a darn good time. That was very, very relaxing. Man, that beach is phenomenal. The service out there was phenomenal. And it was just a party weekend. Wynwood was phenomenal. Like that little place. They had a lot of stuff to do out there on Wynwood. And also going towards 5th Street, stuff like that, man. We walked down that little strip as well. So, man, it was a lot to do. It was a lot. A lot of people was out this weekend, of course, as well. We didn't get a chance to see Rick Ross. He was in the hotel next to us, believe it or not. He was in the Fontainebleau. I think that's the name of that hotel. But we didn't get a chance to see him, but he was performing out there. Or he was just in the building wanting to. But we had a darn good time. A darn good time, man. Miami is a lovely place. That, like I say, man, that water is something else. And we also got to see the house that they done the Scarface movie in. So that was pretty stunning as well. That was pretty phenomenal. Anywho, guys, on this latest edition of the Homemade Podcast of Sports, we'll be getting into a whole lot of recruiting news, what went down over the visit weekend. We be getting into some breaking news, stuff like that, and just be talking about some stuff in general, all right? So, first things first, breaking news, of course. Wide receiver, 2022, class 2022, wide receiver. Former Texas A&M commit, wide receiver Isaiah Santanega. He has decommitted from Texas A&M. As of right now, nobody really knows where he's going. But he just decommitted from Texas A&M. Understand why he decommitted, because he committed pretty early anyways. So with all of these visits going on, I expect some of these guys to decommit. But he did decommit. In my opinion, I believe he will recommit, but it will just be at a later time. That's just me and my honest opinion. I know a lot of Arkansas fans are already saying that, yeah, he decommitted so he can come on down to Arkansas. Well, Fayetteville, I just want to tell you this. That isn't the reason why he decommitted, okay? So, please, stop. But he did decommit by all means. And the best of luck to him on his decision, but you always want these guys to, take a couple of visits, man, and, just get your mind acclimated to, some other things. Don't commit too early when you know that's really not the decision that you may want to make. But a couple of our guys have already shut down their official visits and said, no, I'm at home right here. Like I told you before, cornerback Bobby Taylor, he shut down all of the rest of his visits and said he doesn't need to see anything else. That's really intriguing, man. That should let you know that this program is going to excel at that cornerback position alone. And we haven't been really good at that position in a long time, but we've been pretty good the last 2 years, I want to say. So just stay tuned. Please stay tuned. I believe this year we will have a shutdown cornerback unit. And there's no doubt in my mind about that. I've already told people that, and a lot of people just don't want to believe me because, of course, we have a team in Tuscaloosa. We got the team in Baton Rouge. They're known for their backfields, stuff like that. Defensive line, we don't need to explain that. We have that pretty much locked up. And as of right now, Barrett Alexander is still rumored, to be on the crystal ball for Texas A&M. We have a couple of more defensive linemen that I'm going to talk about that's also have a crystal ball for Texas A&M, which is Texas A&M being the highest, to where they'll probably end up at, things of that nature. But some more breaking news. 3-star linebacker from the Woodlands, Texas, Martrell Harris. He has officially committed to Texas A&M University. It looks like Mike Elko and Jimbo Fisher has been recruiting this guy since his freshman year. So that says a lot about everything, man. If they've been looking at you since freshman year. Says a lot about Mike Elko and where he actually stands. I do not believe that Mike Elko wants to go anywhere for probably another 3 more years, man. I honestly believe that Mike Elko wants to make a statement and get a national title up under his belt just as well as Kirby Smart did. Kirby Smart had a couple under his belt. I believe Mike Elko is on that same path. Not saying that we're the team in Tuscaloosa. I'm not saying that at all. But we are one of the closest programs to reaching that national title level, okay? And Mike Elko is a big part of that. He's a big reason to that. I believe that when Mike Elko leaves, we will still continue to get highly rated defensive guys to come on in here from all over. That's just me. I believe that when he leaves, Elijah Robinson will probably step into that defense coordinator role. That's my opinion, okay? That is my honest opinion. But let's talk about some other things. Let's go to this football recruiting home. No, hold on, wait a minute. Schedule commence. Here we go. Come on. Let me go back to it, guys. Hold on, give me 1 second. I wonder why it didn't take me. It's supposed to take me to my official visits. Let me just let you guys know who visited over the weekend. So, guys, these were the guys that visited over the past weekend. So it was Martrell Harris, of course, as he's committed. Aaron Bryant, who was a defensive lineman, 3-star from South Haven, Mississippi, lookalike. Either South Haven, Mississippi, or South Haven, Missouri. It's one of them. Cam Drewberry, of course, he's the offensive tackle, highly rated 4-star recruit, national top 150. From Humble, Texas out there. He visited over the weekend. And this guy here, this is a guy that I'm really, really high on. And I know for sure that we will most likely land him. I don't know what it is about Atascocita, but we have put our locks around Atascocita High School in general, okay? And Humble High School. We get a lot of guys from over there. Le'Veon Moss, he is a top-rated 4-star, top 100, national 80. He's a running back. He's the guy that's already committed to Alabama, but he also took an official visit. Haven't heard anything about a decommitment or none of that, but he just, he went on ahead and just took his visit and stuff like that down here to College Station. Jalen Early, he's says IOL. I'm not really sure what that actually means. I don't know if that's inside offensive lineman, I believe, but he's from Duncanville, Texas. Duncanville, as you guys know, Duncanville, honestly, most of those guys go to Alabama. Don't ask me why, but most of those guys do go to Alabama. They get a lot of those guys coming there to Tuscaloosa, man, from Duncanville. If you guys can remember, the highly rated 4-star linebacker, that's what of the 2021 class, that's where he went to. He went to Duncanville, but he also went to Alabama. So we had another guy, Jacoby Matthews. Of course, you guys should know him. 5-star safety, nationally number 29, position number 2, state 3. He's from Louisiana. He's already committed to LSU. That's why I say you guys should know him. I did not know that guy was visiting this weekend. If we can actually have him decommit and commit to Texas A&M, do you not know how fierce that rivalry game will be? I'm going to say that once again. Do you not know how fierce that rivalry game will be between A&M and LSU? That will be a hell of a rivalry game. But he also took a visit, man. He took a visit. I'm pretty sure it went damn good. I'm pretty sure that cornerback Bobby Taylor got up in his ears, as well as Leon O'Neal, and as well as others, man, in that defensive backfield, and said, hey, man, come join something special. You know what I mean? Once again, he hasn't said anything about a decommitment. He's committed to LSU at the moment, but he did take an official visit. He's a hard commit to LSU as well. He's been committed since the 23rd of April of this year. So just be looking out for that. Mark Nabel, IOL, once again, I believe that's inside offensive lineman or interior offensive lineman. Or interior, yeah, that has to be interior offensive lineman. This guy's like 325, weight size, 6'4". 3-star nationally, number 820, position 40, state 15. He's committed to Washington. Once again, I haven't heard anything about him decommitting, and he just committed to Washington on the 1st of this month. So just be looking for that. And this guy here is another one, man, that I'm gonna start tracking now. Gabriel Brownlow Dindy from Lakeland, Florida, out there, defensive lineman. This guy's a 5-star defensive lineman, nationally 6, position number 2, state number 1. As of right now, OU is the strong one of the bunch. Then it's Ohio State. Then it's Texas A&M. If Texas A&M can get in there and beat out both of these blue bloods for this 5-star defensive lineman, in which we already have probably most likely going to have a couple of 5-star defensive linemen, which is crazy to tell me. Then that's going to say a lot, man. Like I told you, once again, man, it's going to say a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, man, I just believe that Mike Elko is trying to make history to being the guy that honestly can say that we stopped that high-powered offense. Those high-powered offenses that was just running through everybody, we made a stand and we actually stopped them. And we stopped them in their tracks hard, man, real hard. So I just want you guys to pay attention to that, man. And of course, it's a lot of these guys that visited in the 2023 class as well. A lot of highly rated guys. I don't have them on here. They don't show them for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. But they don't show those guys for whatever reason in that class. But some of those guys also visited as well. But yeah, man, it's crazy to me that a lot of these defensive linemen are looking at Texas A&M, but then again, hell, Texas A&M, from my understanding and from what I'm looking at, we could potentially step in that spot and be known as the defensive line U, DLU, defensive line university, man. It's a lot of defensive linemen that come in Texas A&M and they go highly in the draft, either first or second round. It's a lot of guys now, man. The Marvin Lee Al is about to be the second one, as opposed to Myles Garrett as being the highest defensive lineman ever in Texas A&M history to go number 1. He went first in the draft, and as of right now, Myles Garrett is everything that they said he was coming out. And he's showing it in the NFL ever since his rookie year. So be looking for the Marvin Lee Al to come out and make the same statement. He may just go number 1, but most likely not, because somebody's going to need a quarterback. So he's most likely not going to be number 1, but he will be in the top 5, man. Wow. So, and then you got some more guys coming off that edge, possibly in top 15, top 20. Just the cycle is going to keep on trending. So, in my mind, like I say, man, we are going to be arguably considered as defensive line U. I understand the team in Tuscaloosa, what they've been doing for 12 years strong now. But we are arguably stepping into that mix. And Ohio State, I understand what they've been doing. But we're stepping into that mix, man. We are. So a lot of people are going to have to wake up. Oh, excuse me, and start paying attention to that. All right. So let's move along. So the guys that's coming in on today's visit, looks like a couple of guys are going to visit today. Brennan Thompson, who's a wide receiver, of course, as you guys know him. He has been rumored to Clemson. This is a highly rumored Clemson crystal ball pick here. He's from Spearman, Texas, wide receiver, like I say, highly rated, top 100, nationally 87, position 11, state 16. On this list, Clemson is the highest, and then it's Oregon, then A&M right behind. Another guy is offensive tackle, Dayon Shore. Nationally, 377, position 39, state 37. He's from Alpharetta, Georgia. Offensive tackle. We're pretty warm on his commitment as well as Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Oregon. We're in the mix with a lot of guys, man. So as I'm scrolling up, the visits that are planned for Thursday, June 24th, it's a couple of more other guys, and we're warm in each and every one of these guys' hub. So let me go ahead and mention these guys. For Thursday, June 24th, and it looks like that's going to be the last day. 4-star, highly rated 4-star, top 200, nationally 180, position 28, state 4th. Alex Van Summerman, Gabriel from Exesville, that looks like maybe Michigan. Let me click on this guy, man. I don't want to get this stuff wrong. It looks like Michigan. Yes, from Exesville, Michigan. Defensive lineman. As of right now, A&M is a strong push. We are sitting at the top of his top 5 choices. And his top 5 choices are A&M, Penn State, Michigan State, and Clemson. Oh, and Alabama. But Alabama is like in a cool spot. If we can go in there and land a defensive guy from Michigan, golly, man, that just lets you know that Mike Elko isn't having none of that. He wants guys from all of North, East, West, Central. He doesn't care. He wants them all. He wants talent, and he wants a lot of it. So let's keep on going here. Offensive tackle Jacob Sexton from Deer Creek, Edmond, Oklahoma. He's a top 300 commit. Nationally, 238, position 23, state 5. He's a highly rated 4-star guy. As of right now, Oklahoma sits in the top spot, as well as Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, Texas, and Alabama. This is another guy right here I'm really, really high on. And we're still number one in his top 5. He's going to be Kevin Banks, offensive tackle, 5-star recruit, nationally number 15, position 2, state 5. As of right now, Texas A&M sits at the number 1 spot, and right behind us is Texas. So it's going to be a real tight battle between us and Texas for that guy. You guys have to keep that in mind. Caden Story, defensive lineman from Atlantic, Alabama. He's a 4-star recruit, nationally 221, position 31, state 11. As of right now, Auburn sits in his number 1 spot, but Texas A&M is right behind us. Texas A&M is right behind them. UCF, because of Gus, and then Alabama. If we can go in there and steal this guy from Alabama, that will say a whole lot. Once again, man. Kamari Wilson, this is another guy that I'm tracking real closely. From Bradenton, Florida. He's a 5-star recruit, nationally 24, position 1, state 5. As of right now, Georgia sits at the number 1 spot, but Texas A&M is right behind. Then it's LSU, then Florida, then Florida State. Jaheed Campbell, IMG Academy. Both these guys from the same school, Bradenton, Florida. Edge rusher, top 150. Nationally, 144, position 7, state 18. He's another one, man, that I'm going to be tracking real closely because we're starting to get in his ear a lot. They're starting to say some good things about him and what he likes about A&M and stuff like that. So I believe if he gets on campus, don't be too shocked if you see him make a commitment right then and there. If we can, do the right thing, say the right thing, show him a lot, stuff like that, tell him where we'll put him, things of that nature, man. Keon Sabb is another one I'm watching closely. Once again, all these guys are from the same school, IMG Academy, Bradenton, Florida, athlete. He's a 5-star, nationally 22, position 2, state number 4. As of right now, Clemson sits in the favorite spot with a low. It's a 3 at a low, but A&M is right there. Last time when I read it, A&M was one of his top choices. So, like I say, once again, he's coming out here for a visit on June 24th. Do not be shocked if all three of these guys probably make an instant commit. It could be like that, man. You guys could be looking at something going down in history. Like I say, instant commit, just like that. But right behind us is Georgia, Penn State, then LSU. We have another one, IOL, interior offensive lineman, Cole Hudson from Frisco, Texas. He's coming from the same spot that Evan Stewart is coming from. Highly rated 4-star, nationally 332, position 13, state 48. Texas A&M is at the number 1 spot right now. For the top 5 choices, we are number one. Then it's OU, Texas, then Alabama. All right. So that's it for those guys. But we are making some noise. Let me go to team rankings, and after that, guys, it's going to be it for today. But as of right now, these are the team rankings. And once again, it's still real early in the season. Ohio State is number 1. Notre Dame is number 2. Yes, Notre Dame, believe it or not. It's number 2. 11 4-stars, 4 3-stars. Just want to put that out there for you guys. LSU is number 3. Georgia is number 4. Texas is number 5. Rutgers is number 6. It's still early. Penn State is number 7. Florida State is number 8. You know, Florida State starting to make some buzz out here. A&M sits right there at number 9. Oklahoma is number 10. Mississippi State is number 11. USC has pushed their way up to number 12. Kentucky is number 13. Alabama is 14. 15 is Boston College. 16 is Mizzou. 17 is Arkansas. 18 is Michigan. I expect them to be in like the top 15. 19 is Baylor. 20 is Oregon. 21 is Florida. They're starting to make some noise now. 22 is Oklahoma State. 23 is Clemson. They're starting to wrap it up. 24 is Cincinnati. Wow, group of 5 team in there. 25 is Michigan State. So those are the top 25 teams. Once again, A&M, and when it's all said and done, man, we'll probably have like the number 2 or number 1 class. In my honest opinion, we'll be in the top 5. Mark my words on that. We'll be in the top 5. It will not shock me if they're number 1 or number 2 at the end of the day. That's just me. All right. So, guys, like I say, once again, man, that's all that I have for you guys on today. Just to break some things down, stuff like that. But once again, guys, please hit that subscribe button. I thank you guys so much. Keep in mind that I will be going live. I will officially be going live with this podcast. It'll be early in the morning. I hate to do it like that, but it'll be early in the morning, like about 11 a.m. My first day going live will be July 5th. So it'll be Mondays and Wednesdays for the summer. I'll be going live on July 5th, starting out. All right. Please keep that in mind. Like I say, man, you guys have helped me grow this show way so much. And we went to another platform now. So it's time to start going live, and it's time to start getting out there. All right. Once again, please, man, check out my wife's eyelashes. It's Dopeness Styles. She has an Instagram page, which is Dopeness Styles. But these lashes are only $10 per box. Please get you some, because she continues to sell out of these. All right. Please get you some. If you don't mind, man, please hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner. And also do not forget to click that reminder bell. Bing. Just go just like that whenever a show drops. All right. But I love all of you guys once again. To all the recruits that's visiting and committing, hey, welcome to Aggieland. We love to have you guys, and let's go change the future, man. Let's go and change it. Once again, guys, #GeekMags.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Gabriel.